Hello everyone. Hello all, Willie Kelly here. Playing my 1970, some of the parts might be 69 according to my son, who went through a bunch of the serial numbers of different things he read, but it's heavy. Not sure how heavy, wicked heavy would be a fair estimation. When I got this from a friend of mine, it was in perfect condition, except it never had the pick guard. But you can see that since I've had it, which has been, I don't know, 40 years or something, maybe not quite that long. Well, yeah, probably almost that long. So, Gibson Les Paul Deluxe. Yeah, I've taken this off a few times, obviously, but anyways, here we are. You can see the old finish turns green because of the copper and the sparkles, I should say. Sprinkles is for ice cream, sparkles is for Les Pauls. Okay, so today I was been thinking about the idea of musicians got to play, and I think that's a real thing. I really do. And at this point in my life, I think, well, what am I doing? Do I want to be out knocking around playing gigs? And the answer keeps being, well, yeah, I need to play. I feel really fortunate to be able to play and to have the opportunity. I mean, being a musician has been great for me. So, why would I stop now, I guess, right? I had the opportunity to talk with a guitar player, John Knowles, who plays a classical guitar. He's a certified guitar player, peer of Chet Atkins and Tommy Emmanuel, which I'm sure you realize. I met him at the Tommy Emmanuel camp, along with a bunch of other great players. And John was great in that he was so approachable to a degree. He didn't seem so affected by the notoriety and the celebrity of himself. And he was like the guy there. I mean, he's got a decade, not quite a decade on me, but no, actually more than a decade on me, now that I'm thinking about it. And age-wise. And he was like the cool guy there. Everybody was cool there, I guess. So anyways, he was, with all his fame and celebrity, he was very approachable. We got to sit down, had lunch a few times together, just with other people. I mean, just by chance, big lunch tables, everybody crowding around, hundreds of guitar players in the same hotel in Nashville. You can imagine it was quite a time. And one thing John said was, we were talking about this, like, you just keep playing, and I'm still doing some gigs, and I was talking about my summer gigs and then what's been going on and what I'm playing, what am I practicing, what am I doing, And we got talking about what he's doing. He said, he says, I'm not done yet. And that has left me with a lot to think about, because I guess I'm not done yet. And I mean, it's something to take into consideration in this life as we move forward. And for any of you that players, I get it. A bunch of my friends, we're all getting older and we're still playing. A lot of us see each other and we're playing. We meet at gigs, or we, throwing up YouTubes and all the whatever we're doing, So he really impressed me with that. He also impressed me with the fact that he obviously has a life outside of music. He had a day job. He was a physicist. I never knew that. I mean, he was talking about that, There's times he worked. He worked to keep money flowing and keep things going, and yet he's a certified guitar player. So I guess he plays not for the fame, which he didn't seem overly big on. I think he plays because he loves to play, and he likes hanging out with players, and I do too, And so I found that inspiring. So that's where I'm coming from today. Getting ready for that thing was, I was quite wound up that, wow, how am I going to keep up with all those? And I'm not a shredder. I'm not a, I'm a work-a-day player, and I have my good moments, and I've played on some big stages, and I like that. That's great. I'm happy. But I'm still trying to get better, and so I practice. I'm just, I practice playing in different areas of the neck. Different strings. Be able to get around, I practice for my fingers to keep my hands moving. And anyone that's, in your late 60s, you know what I'm talking about. It amazes me, some of the things I hear people play. I mean, seeing those guys play that are playing every day. If you've got a gig and you're playing gigs 2, 3, 4 more a week, you're going to be better. You're going to get it done. But, how do you keep your hands going? Well, you keep your hands going. I will sit, and this will drive people nuts around me, but playing hybrid style. I got a lot of things to practice, is what it amounts to. One thing I've been working on is playing lighter, trying to hit the strings harder, lighter I mean. Hit them lighter and finger them lighter. I think I mentioned that last week. I'm going to be working on that for a while, so if I keep mentioning it, I'm sorry. I'll try to remember that I talked about it. But I've been trying to stay open to new music. I try to listen to different people playing and hear things. I try to go out and hear music live as much as I can. And I try to practice. And when I run across something that's hard, I take the time to practice it. Once I learned a song, a Taj Mahal song, it had the beginning was like, and the bass is, and I was playing a solo. I have to learn things that I can play in a solo format too. So what I came up with is I'm kind of doing it here. Like, being a guitar player is not about, in my opinion, it is not about being the lead player. Well, if you're a lead player, you play better than that, I know. And or not just sometimes that's what I want to hear, and sometimes that's what I do. I love that sound. So it's about what is the important part of the song. So back to that song, what I figured out was for solo, what I needed to do was just hit the chord. Now you know where we are. And then play the bass part. And I had to do that long enough. I wandered around my apartment. This was a long time ago when I learned this, but I had to wander around just for days until I was so used to that now I can talk over it. I can have a conversation with you. I just know the part. And I haven't played this song in a while, but so play things over and over. Find a quiet space where nobody can hear you and play and play and play. And if you're my age, you got to do that more and more. So sometimes people accuse me of disappearing, and I'm just trying to keep up. But anyways, that's just to drop something that I'm working on. And my week has been about dealing with other musicians. I have this little producing project. I'm working with some people, and it's been really good for me to learn how to try to be helpful and not keep my ego at the door, keep what I want at the door, be aware that there's people have needs and I try to help them fill them needs, So I think being a musician is kind of a life of service to an extent, but you won't find, how lucky are any of us that we can play, So I know, probably no big monumental things I've taught, no big monumental philosophies, but just kind of life stuff this week. Another week, we'll see. But it's great to talk to you and take a few minutes, and I'm really glad. I hope you, if you're still listening to me, thank you very much. I really appreciate you, the support and the interest to stay and hear what I had to say, and it's all good.